Hello, Blitz fans of all ages. It's me, Plumcastle here, going over the changes that will be coming to the T57 Heavy in the next update, which is, of course, update 9.1. Now, as many of you may already know, the T57 Heavy is a very, very strong Tier 10 American autoloader, and it's actually getting a buff. Now, of course, this is just a balance change, so not everything is going to be getting buffed, but do keep in mind as I go over some of these nerfs that the buffs that I'm going to talk about later are definitely going to outweigh these in the end. So firstly, the first buff is that the turret traverse will be decreased by 13.56 degrees a second. Basically what that means is that your turret's going to turn around more slowly, though honestly, in the end, I only think this is actually going to have a bit of an effect when it comes to light tanks flanking you at close range. Otherwise, the way that you're supposed to play this tank, really, that's not going to affect things a whole lot. Next, the dispersion will be increased by 0.019, which honestly is a minuscule amount and is not something that we should really care too much about. Now, the armor on the hull is actually going to be decreased by 51 millimeters on the upper part of the hull, and then on the lower glacis plate, the armor will be decreased by 15 millimeters. So basically, just the front part of the hull is going to be a little bit less troll, I would say, but again, some of these buffs are definitely going to outweigh this. But anyway, those are the nerfs out of the way. Now let's talk about some of these amazing buffs that are coming. So first of all, the tank is going to be receiving 50 more hit points, taking the base hit point pool of 2,300 all the way up to 2,350. And that actually kind of makes sense to me because when you remove that much armor, you're going to want to be a little bit more durable. Now, the reload of the magazine is actually going to be getting decreased by 0.95 seconds. That is basically a whole second, so you're going to take the base reload of 20.13 down to 19.18. That is incredible, and anytime that you're going to take a second off of a clip reload, you're really going to notice it, particularly when it's a matter of 20 seconds to 19 seconds. Really good there, and we're not even done, because what that does is that takes the DPM from 2,865 to 2,978, and that's just 100% crew. That's not consumables or provisions or anything. You're literally already going to have about 3,000 average damage base, which is amazing, and that's not even everything that this update has to offer. Next, the shell reload boost consumable will be added to this tank. Now, basically what the shell reload boost consumable is it's basically like adrenaline for drum tanks. So what it does is, instead of affecting your clip reload, it affects your interclip, which is a very interesting feature here, because what the T57 Heavy currently does is it has a 2.5 second reload, or I should say wait time between shooting shells in its clip. So it has a 2.5 second interclip, which means it takes you about 5 seconds to dump your 1,200 damage potential in your clip. So yeah, that's basically 1,200 damage in 5 seconds. Except when you use this consumable, it'll decrease that interclip somewhere between about 1.7 and 1.9, I'd say, which means that you're going to be able to do that 1,200 potential damage in about 3.5 to 4 seconds instead, which is a huge jump. You're barely going to be out, and all that damage is already going to be dealt, which is fantastic if you're playing it anyway. I imagine it's going to be fairly annoying to run into these things. And now the next thing is that the gunpowder provision is going to be added to the tank, and what this does is it makes your shells fly through the air faster, making them a little bit more responsive and quicker to connect, which is even better. And the last thing that we have here is that they will be adding more armor to the turret. So think of it this way: they took all that troll armor off the hull, and now they're going to be adding it to the turret, making the turret really nasty to try to penetrate, because the armor thickness will be increased on the turret's lower front by 51 millimeters, which is already a ton. On top of that, the turret's lower sides will be increased by 33 millimeters, again a fairly nice amount, and then the oscillating part will be increased by 7 millimeters. Basically, everything troll about that hull is now going to be on the turret, which is really just going to make this tank really effective at hull down clip clipping, and it's going to be amazing. It is just going to be such a fun tank. But anyway, that is the T57 Heavy in update 9.1, and as you can see, it's going to become very OP. I mean, it's already a strong tank, but it's now just going to be absolutely broken. And so with that, I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, have fun, good luck, and happy tanking.